That's right. Welcome back, everybody, to a Confidences and Concerns edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up if you're here watching it. I don't know if people realize how important that is to the YouTube algorithm. They want to promote videos and push them out to more people based on those likes. So if you're here, move that thumb up, hit the like. I appreciate it very much. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishindy@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want me, you can get me. Call in line 312-988-15. First things first. Look behind me, got some new Notre Dame gear, the flag and the 77 title pennant behind me. Thank you to Mason Plummer for this special delivery. Put it up right away. Perfect addition to the room. I love it. So thank you to Mason for the additions to the wall here. So here we are, early summer, usually in the Kelly era. It's always generally kind of a slow time in recruiting. It's a double slow time if he's around. So usually, as Notre Dame people, we're used to sitting here, twiddling our thumbs. It's the dog days of summer. You're just kind of, football's in the back of your mind, but it's summer. There's baseball going on. It's just not top of mind to everybody. Usually, this time of year. This time, it's all different. This time, it's all different. Everything's new. The recruiting effort and what that looks like is new. Questions galore of what the team's going to look like for Ohio State. Good, bad, where you're concerned, where you're excited, where you're comfortable, where you're confident, where you're freaked out. All of it. All of it. I feel like is not taking a time out because it's summer the way we normally do. There's just too much going on, too much excitement. The recruiting's too exciting. We have this huge ball game, week one, right out of the gates, and every Notre Dame fan just wants to know what we're going to get. And you're just not going to know until you're in that moment. But everybody's wondering, what are we going to get with this first Freeman team? What's it going to look like? What can we rely on? What should we be freaked out about? All those are fair questions. We all want the answers, but we have to wait all through the summer to get them. I got to tell you guys, I don't even want to admit how much time I've spent sitting there wondering, playing through every Ohio State scenario. On the good end, the bad end, the disastrous end, all of it is possible. And it's just driving me crazy to try and wrap my mind around because the range of possible outcomes for that matchup are so vast, so vast that I'm just racking my brain trying to figure out which one we're going to get. And it's driving me crazy, to be honest with you. So these are fair questions to ask, though. What we're going to get, what we think we can rely on early on the year, and what's still question marks. Those are fair questions. I took a minute to think about this, and I came up with a list of 3 confidences and 3 concerns I have entering the year, entering Ohio State. Now, some of these items may change as we get into the year and we see what we have or don't have and how things go. I am simply talking about as I sit right here in the dog days of summer, Memorial Day weekend. A list of 3 things I'm confident and feel good about. 3 things I have concerns about. These are not in order of like importance, but they're just 3 on each side of the ledger that popped into my mind. So it's not like number 1's a bigger concern than number 3 on the concern list. It's just 3 I thought about, confidences, concerns. Let's get into them now. Let's do the confidences first. Here's number 1. The defense is going to be the backbone of the team again. I feel fairly confident in that. Now, I do have something I need to mention because I know where you guys are going to go because you're smart. Let me answer this right now. I have confidence the defense is going to be the backbone of the team. That is not me saying that whatever this defense is good enough to shut down Ohio State, only give up 14 or 17 points and shut that offense down. That's not what I mean by this. What I mean by this is whatever success Notre Dame does have this year, the defense is going to be the engine behind it, in my opinion. In my opinion. So those are different things. Me saying I'm confident in the defense means whatever good things this team does, I think the defense is going to be the driving engine behind it. I do not, however, mean this to say, oh, they're going to shut down Ohio State, give up no touchdowns to that offense. That's not what I mean. And the reason why we're going to get to on the concerns list. I never said these had to be all one or the other. This one might have an overlap, and we'll get there. But I am confident that the part of this team that has been the strength of the backbone the last handful of years is going to continue to be. Whatever success we have, they're going to have a big say in it. Early on in the Marcus tenure, the goal to me is maintain that defense being what you can rely on while you're working on getting that offense to catch up to where we don't feel like the defense has to carry the offense, to where they can both carry their own weight. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. That's a big part of what this year's building towards, okay? Number 2 in confidences. I believe the offensive line is going to be much, much better to start out the season than they were last year. Healthier, more established. You got Harry coming back in, instilling that meanness. Okay? Now, here's how I view this. Whatever Notre Dame's offense is going to look like this year, breaking in a young quarterback, questions in the wide receiver room, all that. Whatever Notre Dame's going to want to do, whatever Reese is going to want to put together for this offense, this offensive line being much better and being able to be relied on early in the year is going to help all this develop. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Early in the year last year, it didn't matter what the quarterback situation was, what Notre Dame was trying to run on offense. That offensive line was so bad, you couldn't run anything. You couldn't go out there and run what you wanted to run. That's over. So think about it, man. You had Blake getting injured right away, like the number one thing you're excited to see all year for the offensive line. He didn't last the first half, and he was out for the year, and that was just a cascade of bad from that event. So with them being put together the way they're going to be this year, Harry coming back, this is going to help all of this offense get installed, help break in the new young quarterback, whoever it's going to be, mostly probably Buckner, we think. That is going to help ease all of this in and make whatever they want to do to kind of get this offense up to speed possible, feasible, able to happen. So that's number 2 on my confidences. That offensive line should be mean and moving people early and often, including against Ohio State. I expect that, okay? And I think we're going to get it. Here's number 3 on my confidences list. The energy, the vibe, the mentality, the mindset, the emotion going into this season and going into these games is going to be healthier, better, and stronger now. It just is. The day of the business trips with your playoff life on the line at the big house at night under the lights, just another business trip, that's all over. Marcus is playing up the underdog angle publicly against Ohio State. I think all these guys want to play for him, want to win for him, want to do him proud. They don't want to let this guy down. In a way, I didn't feel was the same with Kelly. I feel like these guys genuinely want to go perform for Marcus Freeman. I didn't necessarily feel that way about Kelly. Yeah, they wanted to win, but they wanted to do it for themselves, for their teammates. This is different. These guys genuinely love the coach. They love their coach genuinely as a person, not just as a coach, as a person. And that is going to breed them giving their all to get the most out of what they could be for this guy and this team. So that's a big damn deal to me. The energy part, the vibe part, the emotion part, I don't think I'm going to have to sit there before a big game and wonder if our coach is getting these guys in the right mindset. I think all of that's going to be over because of the relationship Freeman has with these players. They genuinely love and trust the guy. You're naturally going to get more out of your group when that's the dynamic than when somebody like Kelly's around. That's just kind of a blah personality. At best, a blah personality. At worst, a big D-bag. Let's be honest, okay? So that vibe's going to be way healthier, and that is an undertone of comfort I have never felt under Kelly. You never knew when the big game time come around. Are we going to be ready or not, in the right mind frame? What's our motivation here we've been feeding off of? There wasn't one half the time. Punch in, punch out, go to work, do your job, no emotion, come home, whatever. That's over. So, 3 confidences. The defense is going to be the backbone of the team again. Whatever we succeed, whatever extent we succeed this year, they're going to be a big part of it. 2, offensive line, much better to start the season. Going to go a long way to help get this new offense installed, get the new young quarterback going. Huge deal. Number 3, the energy, the vibe, and the mentality is going to be healthier and better. I have no doubt about it. The root cause of that is the natural love that these players have for their coach and their coach has for the players. And it is not fake. It is not coach speak. It's genuine. Everybody feels it. Everybody loves it. That's gotta help. Okay? Now, here's the 3 concerns I have. Number 1, the quarterback position. I believe in Buckner's upside as much as anybody. I believe in what he is as a raw athlete and all that potential, why he was such a highly sought after recruit. I believe in all that. But until I see it, it's not real. It's hope. It's potential. It's what could be. It's what we want to, should be. But until I see it, it's not real. All right? So this is not a knock on Drew Pine and Buckner and what we have in that room. And we need Dante Moore to knock these guys out right away and play to save us. Listen, Tyler Buckner could have a great year and open up all sorts of eyes and take this program to the next level right away. But I can't count on it when I haven't seen it yet. That would be foolhardy. So I believe in the potential, but this is still a guy with very, very limited competitive reps. He had almost only 1 full year of high school play before COVID and an injury and everything else. So I hope for the best for the quarterback department this year, but until I see consistent high-level results, this is a major concern and question mark for Notre Dame. The number 1 key for Buckner is stay healthy. That is the number 1 key to this whole year. If you told me, John, what's the number 1 key to keeping this on a good track, Marcus's first year, or having it go off the rails? Tyler Buchner's health's number one. That's number one. He's got to stay healthy to stay in the mix, to start building the chemistry of whatever this new offense is going to look like. So, quarterback play, number one concern for me. And it isn't that I don't think Tyler Buchner's capable of being great, but until I see it, I have to doubt it. You have to. You would be an irresponsible fan if you didn't have quarterback play as one of your big questions entering the year. Nobody's seen enough out of Buchner to feel comfortable and confident. I've seen him run a lot. Let me see him throw the ball to a questionable wide receiver group. Okay? So there's a lot of high-end potential there, but I have to see the results, and I have to see him stay healthy enough to be out there week in, week out before I can buy in and believe it. So that's a concern of mine, should be to all of you as well. Till we get good, winning, high-level quarterback play week in, week out. Number two, correlated to number one, wide receiver play. We all know about this group. We all know about the struggles. We all know about the depth issues. We all know about the high-end guys that Ohio State has, that we want to have guys like that. We know all that. Again, this one is really no doubt to anybody. It's a big question mark. This group was not recruited appropriately. The development did not occur appropriately. That is a multiple-year problem that is all fallen into Marcus Freeman and Tommy Rees's lap week one. Year one, okay? So the only way out of this issue is multiple good, high recruiting years and then great development. There isn't enough time for all that to happen between Freeman taking the job and playing Ohio State, okay? So we all know you need good wide receiver play to win playoff games these days. That's just what wins, okay? Now, I talk about the quarterback position getting high-level play. We don't know what we have there. That ties in with the wide receivers too. This is a two-way street. The wide receivers can make the quarterback look a lot better or a lot worse. The quarterback can make the wide receivers look a lot better, a lot worse. This is a big area of concern to all Notre Dame fans. We know help's on the way with the recruiting, but it isn't going to be here in time to beat Ohio State. So we need what we have to ball out, play better, be reliable, block well, all of it. Everybody in that wide receiver room should feel excited because they are going to have a chance to shine. If you make plays, you're going to earn snaps if you're a wide receiver at Notre Dame this year. I want to see all these guys, younger guys, older guys. I don't give a damn. Whoever wants to make big plays for Notre Dame is going to play a wide receiver. So everybody knows that's a sore spot in this roster. Big part of how good the offense is going to be this year is going to depend on how much we could get out of them or how little we get out of them. That is also going to pair up with that quarterback development and either help it accelerate faster or hold it back, hold it down. Those two areas are intimately correlated, and they're a huge concern and question mark entering this year. Here's number three concern, the secondary. It's interesting to have a defensive item on both the positives and the negatives of this list. They show up on the confidences and concerns list. Let me explain. I believe Notre Dame's defensive line and linebackers are good enough to truly compete against anybody we play. Ohio State, Clemson, whoever. I fully believe that. Not even from Marcus's recruiting, what's coming in 2 or 3 years. I believe right now, our defensive line and those linebackers can compete with the best teams we play. I do not have that comfort with the secondary corner specifically. Other than Joseph, I'm nervous. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous. I do not feel that we have a lockdown secondary sideline to sideline that I can rely on. Why is that kind of a big deal? Well, you're playing Ohio State week 1. It's like playing all Madden mode on the video game where you got all pro receivers just running everywhere. That's what you get week 1. So, yes, overall, I'm confident the defense is going to be the backbone of the success Notre Dame has this year. At the same time, I am very concerned about that secondary holding up against Ohio State week 1. You do not have the gift of week 1 being against Central, Southern, somebody. You could have a couple bad communication, blown coverages on the back end, still win the game. Go look at the tape, shore it up for week 2. Nope. Notre Dame does not have that luxury. You were playing an offense that's looking to hang 40 or 50 points on everybody they played this year, week 1. You cannot afford to have a wrong step. Boom, 7 points. You cannot afford to have a miscommunication. Boom, over the top of you, 7 points. You cannot have bad angles and missed tackles. Boom, 7 points. One of those tiny mistakes can cost you a win week 1 against Ohio State because that's how good their offense is. So, yeah, Brandon Joseph, beautiful. Love it. I'm comfortable with that. Everything else needs to be proven to me week 1. You have no leeway. You have zero margin for error in the secondary in your first game against Ohio State. None. This has to be a lockdown group night 1 or Notre Dame's losing. Notre Dame's losing. Does anybody have a doubt about that? If the secondary has a rough night, we're losing to Ohio State. They're going to want to stretch you and throw the ball down the field and over the middle. That is the group that is going to have to play the best to win us that game. Okay? They're looking at 40 on you over the top. Be physical, lay guys out, take good angles, knock the ball down, intercept the damn ball. Okay? You have no margin for error in your biggest game of the year, week 1. Big concern of mine. Big concern of mine. I just don't know what we're going to get and if it's good enough to keep us in the game against Ohio State. Okay? This unit is going to get pushed to the limit week 1. So I think I know what I'm going to get out of Joseph. The corners, no, I don't trust anybody to the extent I need to feel confident lining up against all those wide receivers and the quarterback that's going to be throwing it to them from Ohio State. Okay? So, recap, confidence is defense going to be pretty damn good overall again. Offensive line's going to be better to start the year. Helps everything you want to do. New energy, new vibe, new messaging. Guys want to play for the head coach. That's a new thing. 3 concerns. Quarterback play. Want to believe in it, but I got to see it first. Perfectly fair. I got to see it. Okay? Wide receiver play. Secondary play. Week 1, Ohio State. So, I would love to know where you guys are at on these lists. Do I have it wrong? Do you see any of these differently? What would you switch out? I don't know. Let me know. But this is what I see sitting here Memorial Day weekend as far as top confidences, top concerns. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you later. Have a good one.